We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts. Don Brennan is still enjoying time off this week. And with meteorologist John Scalzi, we are still enjoying the cooler temperatures.
Yeah,
so are we
not
done with like that heat and humidity?
Well, it got kind of warm yesterday,
Yeah, it
88
was
degrees.
sticky.
It's starting to creep up there. Still dew points in the 60s, though, so that's okay.
I think that
complaints.
helps.
okay,
That helps, right?
Yeah, it does.
That's the key.
We might touch the 70-degree dew point this afternoon, but we're not going to see any 90s.
Good.
So that's good.
Good.
And even in the extended range, no 90s. A front might limp through in the next day or two, but
Good sign.
yeah, it's got a weak front, though. It's not going to be one like the last one that got rid of the 90s. But anyway, we'll take what we can get. We're looking at right now quiet conditions on radar. Don't expect to see much during the morning commute, but later in the afternoon, an isolated shower like we had yesterday. Brief passing, not much in the way of rainfall totals. Daytime highs top out in the mid to upper 80s, once again with a mix of sun and clouds. Complete forecast details in a minute.
All right, let's talk about traffic at this early hour at 6:01. We are looking at quiet conditions north and south on 301 and 41. Building volume already, though. State Road 70 as you're heading in between those two north-south roads. Good news is I-75 looks good in Manatee County. Increasing volume, but no slow spots yet through the construction zones. In Sarasota, a little bit of traffic getting off I-75 at Fruitville, but Bee Ridge and Clark Roads looking pretty good. Starting to see building volume also on 41 heading into and out of downtown. In South County, smooth sailing, no problems in the construction zones in 41, and I-75 is accident-free.
Tapping our news this morning, an opportunity to meet the 3 final candidates vying to become the next superintendent of the Sarasota County School District.
The school board is inviting you to give feedback at a reception at Riverview High School tonight. It will be held in the school's cafeteria beginning at 6 o'clock. Brennan Asplin III, Todd Bowden, and Mark Porter all met with the school board yesterday for interviews. The 3 candidates all took time to describe their visions for the future of the Sarasota County school system.
I'm not coming here to fix a system. I'm just getting promoted to captain of a team that I very, very much believe in.
I'm not a bull in a china shop. I'm not a disruptive change agent, but we can dig down and address the areas we can get better together.
It's very important that the superintendent and the board have a good relationship, a very open, positive, transparent.
The school board will make a final decision on which candidate will replace Lori White at their meeting on Tuesday.
Suncoast College is looking into their personnel after state auditors find there may have been issues with the protection of private information. A report shows State College of Florida did not properly conduct background screenings on 4 of its IT workers, leaving personal student and faculty information susceptible to theft. The IT workers handle sensitive information like student names and their social security numbers. According to SEF's marketing director, the school recognizes the mistake and says it won't happen again.
You can rest assured that our procedure's been updated to say that before they continue any work with the college, they must go through the appropriate level 2 screening.
If they haven't done anything condemnable, I wouldn't put too much concern towards it. I think that they should get screened immediately.
School officials say the background screenings were not obtained because the 4 workers were not physically on campus and did not provide continual services beyond 6 months.
New this morning, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is looking for a suspect linked to an armed robbery at a supermarket near Lakewood Ridge Road. Deputies say the suspect entered the La Sabrosita supermarket on 17th Street and brandished a firearm while demanding money. This happened around 9:45 last night. The suspect is described as a Hispanic male in his 20s, wearing black jeans, a long-sleeve red and black shirt, and a black Corvette hat. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sheriff's Office or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers.
Officers are asking for help also in locating a runaway teen in Port Charlotte. Travis Michael Peach was last seen off of Olean Boulevard around 5 p.m. yesterday. The 17-year-old is described as being 5'11", 160 pounds, with blonde hair and wearing dark-framed glasses. He was last seen wearing brown shorts, a gray T-shirt, and a hooded jacket while at the McDonald's in the mall in Port Charlotte. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office. And community members in Sarasota County are now speaking out about the Sarasota Police Department's use of public surveillance and body cameras. According to the Herald Tribune, a meeting between the community and the department was cut short last night due to reactions over these cameras. Chief Bernadette DePino spoke about using 11 surveillance cameras throughout the public spaces in the Newtown community and along Dr. Martin Luther King Way. But some residents want to know if there are any written policies on how the cameras should be used. They say they're disproportionately being used in Black communities. Residents also spoke about having Sarasota police officers begin using body cameras. The department already owns 24 body cams, but Chief DePino says red tape has kept them from being used.
In Manatee County, you may start to see more officers with the Bradenton Police Department out walking the streets. The department is launching their new Walk in the Beat initiative. It's an effort to get more officers out in the community to engage people and personalize community policing. It's also an opportunity for officers to familiarize themselves with neighborhoods and learn about the residents' specific concerns. 3 officers will be out and about today. Officer Jay Gow will be walking in the area of the Bravo Supermarket on 14th Street West this morning, and officers Jason Nuttall and Justin Goss will begin their walk in the 400 block of Main Street at 11:30. Now to an update on that solar canopy that was built in the wrong spot at the Venice Community Center. Florida Power and Light is responding to the Venice City Council's decision to remove the canopy. In a written statement, FPL spokesman Alice Daly says, "We are very disappointed that we were just a few feet off and City Council turned its back on the project and solar energy. We will respect the Council's orders and work out a schedule to remove the structure and relocate it outside the city of Venice." FPL says they will now work with other communities on the West Coast to invest $250,000 in solar energy. FPL had approached Venice asking for a 30-year lease for a section of the parking lot, though after the builders finished the structure, the city engineer noticed it was in the wrong spot. FPL said it would have cost them $160,000 to remove that structure and then rebuild it.
A public information meeting will be held today to go over improvement plans for State Road 64, Rye Road, and White Eagle Boulevard. The Florida Department of Transportation is looking at ways to improve the intersection there at State Road 64 and Rye Road. Some ideas include installing a signalized intersection or even adding a roundabout. A meeting about the project will be held tonight from 5 to 7 at the FDOT Manatee Operations Center on State Road 64. Project staff will give a video presentation and answer any questions that residents may have about this upcoming project. Meanwhile, one of the busiest roads on the Suncoast may soon get millions of dollars worth of upgrades.
The Florida Department of Transportation is now looking at possibly adding roundabouts and other improvements to US 41 near the University Parkway area. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more on the changes drivers could see.
Lots of accidents here and, lots of problems with just trying to pull out.
Guy Averill of Bradenton, like many other drivers on US 41, feels the challenges of driving on what could be the area's busiest thoroughfare. FDOT is now talking about different ways to make the roadway much more driver and pedestrian friendly, including adding roundabouts.
I think it's a great idea. If you've got a 6-lane road out here with a suicide lane in the middle, it makes it very hard making short turns from one to the other.
For those of us who travel here on US 41 around the University Parkway area, we all know how tricky and dangerous things can be. That's why FDOT is taking a good hard look at some solutions. What's being discussed is a $33 million project where roundabouts would be added at 4 different locations on US 41, including University Parkway, College Drive, the USF Sarasota Manatee entrance, and Braden Avenue. James has owned the Shell gas station and convenience store near College Avenue for 17 years now. He says he's all for the roundabouts.
Pretty good idea, I think. A lot of traffic we can control like that, I think. In a lot of places, I'm noticing that.
Beate Goldstein, owner of Mama G's on US 41, has mixed feelings about the roundabouts. She's not too sure it'll improve traffic problems, but she's confident it'll help foot traffic going into her shop.
Definitely will slow down the traffic. I don't know how good it is. For my business, it's probably better if people slow down.
In addition to the roundabouts, FDOT says they are considering cutting down the highway to 2 lanes in each direction from the USF Sarasota Manatee campus to University Parkway, as well as adding a median, bicycle lanes, and sidewalks. Bradenton resident Nikki Carlock isn't sold on FDOT's possible plans.
I think it's fine the way that it is. It's a lot of cars to be passing through a roundabout. I think a lot of people get confused.
FDOT tells us the earliest they would be able to begin an in-depth study on these US 41 improvements would be around the year 2022. During that time, they would also hold public hearings and workshops. In Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
In Manatee County, a meeting will be held today that could decide whether or not 30-plus homes could be developed along the Braden River east of I-75. The Planning Commission is set to go over Pat Neal's plans to build a proposed Mayara subdivision on 33 acres of land. County staff have recommended that the commission deny the rezoning proposal and preliminary site plan. Already 3,000 people in Manatee County have signed a petition to try to stop this development. The nearby residents want the area to be preserved. They're also worried the development will have a negative impact on the river and wildlife as well as traffic. The meeting begins at 9:30.
And in downtown Bradenton, development agreements are now finalized for a new hotel where the old Manatee Players Theater once stood. The permitting process will now begin for the Marriott Spring Hills Suites on 12th Street West. Plans include the 8-story hotel, which will have 130 rooms, a pool, restaurant, and tiki lounge. It'll cost roughly $17 million to complete. And as part of the negotiations, the city has agreed to improve lighting and the streetscaping along the site, plus 100 parking spaces for the hotel. That's some great news for downtown Bradenton. Many restaurants and great shops popping up there too. So nice that people can stay down there.
Yeah, more places to stay, easy access for them to get over the bridge, to go over to the island. So it's good.
Great walking too. Down
on the river. Very pretty. Good sunsets.
Nice sunset today, I imagine. I would think so. Maybe a passing shower. Maybe, but they're few and far between. Otherwise, a lot of sunshine. Talk about that in a second.
Also coming up, the Ringling. It's about to get a little bit more artsy. We'll show you the big event that's taking over the museum this weekend. Coming up next.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good.
Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called 3-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Totoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at air temperature that is a little warmer than yesterday, coming in at 73 degrees, and the dew point a little warmer by a degree, coming in at 69. We have a north-northeast wind continuing, and that's helping to keep our dew points down in the 60s. That still feels pretty comfortable, but it's decidedly a little bit more humid than it was about 3 days ago. There's no question about that. A mix of sun and clouds this morning as the sun rises and dawn breaks on the Suncoast. We have this cloud cover that comes at us from the northeast. Winds over a large fetch of Atlantic waters and warmer Gulf Stream waters as well, picking up the cloud cover, slinging it back in this direction. Now, a few of the clouds, like yesterday, will contain a rain shower or two. But again, most of these die out before ever making it all the way across the peninsula. So we only get an isolated shower possible for us here today. Total rainfall amounts are going to be pretty scarce, pretty scant, because those showers move quickly, because the further they move inland, the closer they get to our coast, the more likely they are to die out completely. So this is not going to be what we might consider a rainfall event. It's also not like we would see in, say, early August with a northeast wind. We have a frontal boundary approaching from the west. That frontal boundary will eventually kind of limp through our area. This is not going to be one of those fronts that dramatically lowers our temperature like the last front that brought us down about 10 degrees. We're not going to see that. And in fact, I don't even see that 10 days down the road. Nothing like that coming our way. But nevertheless, it is triggering off a shower or two, anywhere from upstate New York all the way through the Ohio Valley, stretching back down into Texas. Possibility of some severe weather here. So if you are traveling to, say, areas of Nashville, for instance, you might experience some stronger storms around that area later on this afternoon. Nicole, now a Category 4 hurricane. 130-mile-an-hour winds bearing down as we speak on the island nation of Bermuda. High pressure for us, trying to build in the squeeze play between those two weather features, bringing us that strong northeasterly wind flow over that large fetch of Atlantic waters. So for today, we have mostly sunny skies. A few clouds will pass by from time to time. We'll have a warm afternoon, similar to what we had yesterday in the mid to upper 80s in most locations. And then an isolated shower possible, but the rain chance really at only about 10%. So most of us will not see any showers today. Nicole, 130-mile-per-hour winds, Category 4 storm, rare in these parts of the Atlantic waters. Rarer still, possibly a direct hit on Bermuda. That's a little pinpoint in a vast ocean, and yet a Category 4 storm likely to make pretty close to landfall, if not landfall, right on that nation this morning. Moves off further out into the Atlantic waters later on, dying out in the cooler waters of the Labrador Currents eventually. Forecast for us, well, the winds will be a little bit breezy in part because of that storm. Coming in northeast at about 15 to 20 today. Small craft exercise some caution out there in near shore waters. Small craft advisories in far shore waters. We look for a 10% chance of rain today and tomorrow, increasing to about 20% with that front limping through on Saturday, Sunday. And we stay pretty flat in our temperatures right straight through the 7-day period. Back to you.
Thanks, John. Taking a look at the roadways right now at 619. Still, the bridges are nice and clear if you're coming down from Palmetto into Bradenton, 41301. Normal looking, not seeing any major slowdowns so far, which is great to see. The interstate is accident and delay free. Sarasota roadway, same story. No slowdowns whatsoever. And as you head down into Venice and Northport, also clear on both the interstate and 41. Well, sometimes it gets a little quiet around here during the late summer and early fall, but that's about to change.
It certainly is. This weekend, first-class entertainment returns with a vengeance. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more.
They're calling the 8th annual Ringling International Arts Festival innovative, inventive, and exhilarating. It features cutting-edge performers from all around the world.
We have acrobats from Australia, we have a very funny comedic actor from New Zealand, a wonderful classical cellist from Israel, and then all points in between. So it's 7 great productions.
The acts will perform several times a day. One you don't want to miss, the pianist.
He is an aerialist, he's an acrobat from New Zealand. He has created this show with fellow artists from Finland, and now it's coming to Sarasota. He comes out on stage, you think he's going to give you a piano recital. but then everything goes downhill from there until finally that piano's on fire.
Curry calls him a comic genius. Another act not to be missed, 17 border crossings with Thaddeus Phillips.
It's his experiences as an international travel, as an artist, as a journalist, and what does it mean now to cross borders? It's really a wonderful, thought-provoking, very moving exploration and meditation on our world today.
And the Australian troupe called Gravity and Other Myths will take your breath away.
And they are acrobats, they are circus performers. The name of their show is A Simple Space because that's what they choose to do. They strip away all of the lights and the glamour and the color and the sparkles of circus to get as close to the audience as possible.
They'll be performing in the wagon room of the Circus Museum, the only space tall enough for their acrobatics. Each day, the entertainment is nonstop.
Jazz starts at night after all the performances are done, so you can get here for lunch and you can be here until 11 o'clock at night and never stop being entertained.
The Ringling International Arts Festival starts Thursday and runs through Sunday. There's 7 different acts, 20 performances, and lots of food, drink, and partying in between. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. I've heard the restaurants are packed for the weekend already with reservations, so lots of people here.
Even lunch reservations.
Yes. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
There are new concerns now over exploding airbags, and that could be in millions of cars out on the roadway. We have the details coming up in GMA's First Look.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Sometimes, when the course is difficult and you might take a step where you could fall, it's important to trust and ask for help. That's one of the most important things we learned at Tidewell's Teen Grief Retreat. On your grief journey, there are going to be difficult parts, but you have to trust in yourself and your support systems and know there are people around who will help you make it through. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Welcome back. It's now 6:25 and new concerns this morning about potentially dangerous airbags, inflators that could be exploding in some 8 million vehicles.
Definitely something to worry about. ABC's Gio Benitez has the details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a search for some 8 million potentially exploding airbags on the road right now. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration investigating several reported incidents of exploding airbags, including one that killed a woman in Canada this summer. NHTSA now says the company that manufactured those airbags, ARC Automotive out of Tennessee, has failed to report crash info and test results as part of this investigation. The agency posting a letter they sent to the company last week, raising serious questions regarding the quality and integrity of ARC's airbag inflators. ABC News reached out to ARC Automotive for comment, but didn't receive a response. And we'll have the latest on the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Lunch is ready.
Campbell's Spider-Man soups, made for real life.
Thanks, Mom.
Wait. Perfect. At Del Monte, corn is packed at the peak of freshness with just water and a dash of sea salt. Nothing else. So it's all natural and delicious.
They're our companions. And that's why what we feed them matters.
Make a change and see them thrive with natural food like Nature's Recipe, NutroMax, or all new Wholehearted starting at $9.99. Petco.
My challenge is to be in sync with my body, myself, my life. It all starts with a healthy routine. Begin the Activia 2-week probiotic challenge by enjoying Activia yogurt with billions of probiotics every day. Take the Activia Probiotic Challenge.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go. ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, new accusations coming out about Donald Trump. We will have the very latest.
Also coming up, improved health care on the Suncoast. Residents in South County can now receive urgent care.
And there will soon be another option to get to Cuba from Tampa Bay. We'll show you what new services are being offered.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Stephanie Roberts, in for Don Brennan this week. Thanks for joining us. Off to another fairly cool and comfortable start, at least in comparison to summer. We're all kind of enjoying this transition season that we're having.
I know. You get out there in the yard, you know, do chores or whatever you want to do out there, and a little planting maybe, and you don't break into flop sweat.
Or you realize everything you didn't do for the last 3 months because, woo, it is not pretty out there.
That is true. With all the rain showers and the warm temperatures, warm temperatures. Oh, my goodness. I have like 5 weeks of work out there.
Yes, I agree. I'm right there with you.
We have today, again, a warm, sunny day. Daytime highs topping on the mid to upper 80s. Just a slight chance at a shower or two, passing showers, nothing really heavy, and certainly nothing that'll produce any kind of significant rainfall across the area, like yesterday. Just a brief passing shower, 5-10 minutes, and a lot of us will only see drizzle. Most of us won't see anything. Daytime highs again mild today, and for the next several days, we'll talk about an approaching front and a Category 4 hurricane in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. But first, we're going to talk traffic as we head towards 6:33 this morning. Things looking pretty good on the roadways in Bradenton. We have traffic there approaching downtown if you're headed westbound on State Road 64. Normal building volume on 301 as you approach the curve northbound toward the downtown area. I-75, though, looking good, including through the University Parkway construction area. In Sarasota, it's smooth sailing across Fruitvale, Bee Ridge, and Clark Roads, and no problems either on Tamiami or I-75. It's all smooth sailing in the construction zone south of Venice on 41 and I-75 accident-free in South County.
Topping our news this half hour, presidential hopeful Donald Trump now facing a slew of new allegations involving sexual assault.
The nominee has denied any past incidents, but several women have now come forward reporting unwanted advances that allegedly happened years ago. ABC's Angelica Spanos has the reaction from the Trump campaign.
After the now infamous tape of Donald Trump making lewd comments about women came out, so have more allegations of unwanted sexual advances from incidents that allegedly happened years ago.
It was a real shock when all of a sudden his hands were all over me. He started encroaching on my space. He was like an octopus. It was like he had 6 arms.
Jessica Leeds tells the New York Times she was groped by Trump on a plane back in the 80s. She claims the GOP nominee tried to put his hands up her skirt. Rachel Crooks also tells the paper that in 2005, while working at Trump Tower, Trump kissed her on the cheek and on the mouth the first time she met him. A statement released by Trump's campaign says this entire article is fiction, and for the New York Times to launch a completely false, coordinated character assassination against Mr. Trump on a topic like this is dangerous. Both women in the Times article are Hillary Clinton supporters. There's also another allegation from Tasha Dixon. She competed as Miss Arizona in 2001 and says Trump went into dressing rooms while her and other contestants were naked.
I'm telling you, Donald Trump owned the pageant for the reason to utilize his power to get, around beautiful women.
None of the women ever reported the alleged misconduct to police, but they say they told friends and family. Hillary Clinton's campaign responded to the latest allegations, saying these reports suggest that he, Donald Trump, lied on the debate stage and that the disgusting behavior he bragged about in the tape is more than just words. The Clinton campaign is also dealing with the fallout of over more than 1,000 new emails dumped by WikiLeaks that details the campaign's inner workings.
And sources tell ABC News that Donald Trump's team is launching a lawsuit against the New York Times and demanding it retract the story and apologize. Angelica Spanos, ABC News, New York.
You, Angelica. Now concerns continue to grow that Russia wants to meddle with our nation's presidential election. Federal investigators believe Russian hackers were behind recent cyber attacks on a contractor for Florida's election system. Those attacks may have exposed voters' personal data. White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest says the U.S. is doing whatever it can to protect voters.
The American people, again, can also be confident that the U.S. government will deploy significant resources to defend our electoral systems. And the DHS has already been working effectively with more than 30 states to fortify their systems.
The news of the hacked contractor comes on the heels of similar hacks in Illinois and in Arizona. The FBI plans to provide updated guidance to state elections officials on protecting their computer networks in the coming days.
A major development out of Tallahassee, and it involves all potential voters in the state of Florida. A federal judge is extending the state's voter registration deadline to October 18th. That is Tuesday, all due to Hurricane Matthew. The Florida Democratic Party and other groups requested the extension because they say that hurricane disrupted voter registration before the original deadline, which was Tuesday. The Democrats argued it was unfair for Governor Scott to warn residents to follow evacuation orders ahead of the storm and then refuse to give people more time to register after the storm. A federal judge has agreed, so anyone registered by the end of the day next Tuesday, October 18th, will be allowed to vote in the general election.
It's incumbent on the state to make it easier for people to vote, not harder to people to vote. I mean, that's what our country is all about, is voting. And I think it's a shame that that the state didn't do this without having to file the lawsuit.
Attorneys for the state did not argue a position during the hearing, which lasted about an hour. Last week, Governor Scott said he did not plan to move the deadline, saying that he thought everybody had plenty of time to register.
The latest on Hurricane Matthew now. North Carolina confirming their death toll has risen to 20 people. Governor Pat McCrory reporting the last death took place in Lenoir County, bringing the total of lives lost in the U.S. to 36. Thousands of residents are still being forced to evacuate there in the Tar Heel state as rivers continue to rise and are expected to crest tomorrow 12 feet above the flood stage. The federal government has declared disasters in 31 counties in North Carolina, helping bring in aid during the recovery efforts. And in wake of Matthew, the Department of Homeland Security has announced they will be temporarily halting deportation flights to Haiti. Flights are scheduled to continue as soon as possible, though the department says they're waiting to resume flights until the nation recovers from the storm. The temporary halt of flights to the country won't change the government's newly enacted policy, which enables them to detain and eventually deport Haitian immigrants stopped at the border. There have been only 473 confirmed deaths in Haiti, but that death toll could go up as high as 900. We're also seeing several reports of over 1,000, while 339 people have been injured and 75 are missing. Well, new flights will soon be offered at Tampa International Airport. These ones are specific to a certain country.
Yes, it continues to grow. Southwest Airlines will begin offering nonstop service to and from Havana from TIA. The airline plans to give details on the service's launch date and a schedule coming up this morning at a press conference. Tampa is one of 10 U.S. cities that's been given approval to offer flights to the island nation. American Airlines, Delta, and other airlines have also shown interest in offering flights to Cuba. It's so nice to continue to see that industry grow and make it very easy to get there from the Suncoast.
Yeah, it's happening very fast, too, to be able to get over there.
Yes, I'd love to go.
I hope it doesn't change so quickly there, you know.
Lots to see.
It will. I bet in 10 years it'll look like,
like America.
Miami.
Yep, exactly.
Who knows? Showers and thunderstorms, not so much in the forecast. A lot of blue sky, really, and little in the way of rain. We'll talk about that forecast in just a second.
If you're trying to balance caring for your mother and being a mother to your children, we can help. It's what we do. Call Granny Nannies today.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast storm team at ABC 7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology.
And focus on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking at an air temperature that's similar to yesterday morning at 73 degrees. Dew point similar to yesterday morning at 69. And we have a mix of sun and clouds, which is a similar sky condition to yesterday. What's that mean? Guess. Similar conditions to yesterday today, with some clouds moving across from northeast to southwest, riding on that brisk wind over a large patch of Atlantic waters, picking up the moisture, slinging it back in this direction, and a few of the clouds containing an isolated shower or two. Not widespread showers. And by afternoon, even though the showers may become a few more numerous over on the East Coast, they're, like yesterday, going to have a hard time marching across the state into our neck of the woods. Still, a few will make it, and we'll have about a 10% chance of a brief sprinkler shower like we had yesterday. Not much changing in the weather forecast for today. Now, eventually, by the weekend, we'll have a frontal boundary that will be approaching. That frontal boundary is going to fall apart. And as it does so, it'll limp through here, taking our 10% chance of showers and raising it all the way to 20%. And that'll be the case Saturday and maybe part of Sunday. The frontal boundary itself will probably just stall out, wash away, and our temperatures are not going to change all that much. I don't see anything, even 7-10 days down the road, that will imply a big cool down like the last front. Took us about a 10-degree drop in temperature. Don't see that happening with this front or any fronts in the near future. But we do have a high-pressure ridge trying to build in. The combination of that high and the other weather feature that draws your eye, which is Nicole out in the Atlantic, a Category 4 hurricane bearing down on Bermuda. The combination of those two bringing us that brisk northeasterly wind flow. There is a small craft exercise caution statement for our area waters today and a small craft advisory for offshore waters mariners. That high-pressure ridge will be with us right straight through the day today and tomorrow as well. Northeast winds will prevail. Even with that front approaching, our winds are not going to shift to the southeast, so we'll continue on with pretty average temperatures like we have been experiencing. Mostly sunny skies, warm afternoon, an isolated shower possible. That's about it. Nicole. Category 4 storm, well-defined eye. Hurricane force winds extend outwards about 30% further than they did with Matthew, and it is going to come very close to a dead hit on the island of Bermuda. North-northeast motion at about 1,530 mile-an-hour winds. Tropical storm force winds extend about 160, 175 miles out from the center of this storm. So it has a broad sphere of influence in that part of the Atlantic. As it moves northeastward, it gets very close to Bermuda by later in the morning. Hurricane force winds there likely through the morning hours into the evening hours, a long period of being buffeted. The hope is that this storm moves just a little bit to the east of Bermuda because, as we know, a storm that moves east of a point tends to have a lesser impact on that point than if it moved west of that point into the strongest part of the eye wall. We'll hope that that's the case. Or it may get a direct hit. We'll wait and see how it plays out over the course of the next few hours. It moves out into the colder waters of the Atlantic, and there it dies out. Take a look at this infrared satellite imagery. That is an impressive buzzsaw of a storm with strong winds wrapping all the way around it. We'll see. There's the island of St. George right there. For us, northeast wind at about 15 to 20 today. As I mentioned, cautionary statements up probably off and on for the next couple of days in near-shore waters. 10% chance of showers today and tomorrow, and then over the weekend, 20% chance. Temperatures remain pretty flat right straight through the period. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute this morning at 6:47, now we're starting to see some volume picking up there out of Palmetto on the bridges as people are heading out the door into Bradenton. Nothing to slow you down too much, though. Also at the intersections there at 301 and State Road 70 and 41 and State Road 70, but no accidents. The interstate is completely clear into Sarasota in both directions. No problems on the arteries after 75, 41, all clear into Venice and Northport, and still no problems in South Sarasota County on the interstates. Well, in health news this morning, additional health care for patients is now available in Northport.
A new urgent care facility is now open at Tuscola Boulevard and US 41. MedExpress is in charge of the new facility. It offers several services to meet various health care needs.
You know, broken bones, we can do IV fluid therapy, we can do laboratory services. When talking more of, wellness and prevention, we do sports and school physicals, we do injection.
There are other urgent care centers in Northport, including a Sarasota Memorial Hospital emergency room on Toledo Blade Boulevard. City of Northport is also putting together a task force of members of the community to look into building a new hospital.
Well, for many of us, that morning vitamin may be a comforting ritual, but now new research is showing Americans' attitudes towards these pills may be changing. Researchers looked at data gathered from a large national survey over the length of a decade. They found 6% fewer Americans reported using multivitamins in 2012 than they did in 1999. However, use of individual supplements like vitamin D and fish oil surged over the same time period. Studies show that getting too much of certain vitamins could actually be harmful.
In entertainment news this morning, a big tribute concert honoring the late rock icon Prince takes place today, but one superstar will not perform. John Mayer told concert promoters he's going to withdraw from the concert at the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Performers still in the lineup include Stevie Wonder, Christina Aguilera, and Chaka Khan. Prince died in April of an accidental painkiller overdose at his Paisley Park recording complex outside Minneapolis.
Meanwhile, Prince's own music vault is now up for sale. Billboard magazine reports all three major record labels are interested in purchasing Prince's music. This sale would include a number of unreleased recordings. The catalog could fetch as much as $35 million. Wow.
And Wonder Woman is joining the UN. The superhero will be formally dedicated as an honorary ambassador for the empowerment of women and girls next week. DC Entertainment President Diane Nelson is going to accept the designation on behalf of the comic book, TV, and film character. That ceremony will also launch a campaign supporting gender equality and women's empowerment. The event is sponsored by Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment. They're partnering with the UN and UNICEF for a year-long campaign to show the strength of women.
I love it.
I do too.
I've been waiting for a movie like this.
And she's an appropriate ambassador.
Yes. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
We are going to look at everyone gearing up for Halloween, including the animals. Stay tuned.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy.
I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. On air, online, and on your mobile device. This hurricane season, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
It is 6:53. Here's what you need to know before you go this morning. Deputies at the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office looking for a suspect that held up someone at gunpoint at an area supermarket overnight. No injuries were reported, though. Bradenton City Police will kick off a new program today called Walk in the Beat. The effort is for officers to engage more with residents and get to know the communities that they serve. And the Manatee County Planning Commission could decide today whether to approve a planned housing development that's been contentious along the Braden River, east of the interstate. Talking about the interstate, right now it's clear out of Ellington into Bradenton. Palmetto bridges actually look pretty good at this point in the morning, same on 41 and 301. No accidents. Sarasota roadways are clear. And as you head into South County, same story there.
Yeah, so I'd say a continuation of what we saw yesterday, pretty much. Daytime highs top out in the mid to upper 80s, have a little bit extra humidity around. Have about a 10% chance of a passing shower, though nothing very heavy, and most of us won't see anything at all. And over the next several days, I think that will be the case. As we head into the weekend, winds may pick up a tad, and we may see an extra shower or two. But over the next 7 days, we're going to remain pretty much with daytime highs in the mid 80s.
A trip to the park ends with a big jackpot for one man and his daughter while visiting the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas. They came across a 2-carat rock. There's no word yet on how much it's worth, but it's safe to say it's more than the $16 the family used to get into the park. They plan to keep it and call it their, quote, lucky diamond. Arkansas is the only diamond-producing site in the world where anyone can come look for the gems and keep whatever they find. I think we need to go make a trip.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, of course, we're ready to think about Halloween, and even animals are getting in on the fall spirit. At the Detroit Zoo, they got a chance to eat, smash, and play with pumpkins. The bears liked it. The giraffe looks a little uncertain about what to do with it there, and they just kind of let them stick around as decorations and ate the corn stalks instead. You know, it's a long trip to the ground when you're a giraffe to pick up that pumpkin. He's like, yeah, I don't think I want to bend down. But playing with the pumpkins is all part of the zoo's animal wellness and enrichment program. I know the elephants often grab them with their trunks and give them a good toss.
They do?
So yeah, it's so much fun
hysterical
to watch the animals play with pumpkins.
I like it.
Just something different to do, you know.
Yeah, why not? Let them get on the fall spirit too.
Be like the seals playing with ice cubes and things.
Exactly. I love that.
That's very fun.
So
very
cute.
fun. Animals a lot smarter than we give them credit for.
Absolutely. Hey, and if it stays cool, we'll be able to put our pumpkins out here. I've been holding off.
Yeah.
So
he's making
They're
pumpkin
up for sale.
steaks. He's grilling them. He's telling me.
Well, grilled pumpkin. You've done that, haven't you?
I actually never have.
Really?
But I like pumpkin everything, so
tasty.
I'll have to try it.
Get your recipe. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. Enjoy your morning.
ABC 7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life.